beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So today's video I'm going to just be showing you guys a very simple and easy way to make one of my favorite dinners that we eat out. I love some good hibachi, specifically from Benihana's. That's just like my favorite place to go for hibachi. So I decided to make this at home myself. I actually did this for Mother's Day, but I realized that this is probably a really good Father's Day recipe because I know a lot of fathers probably really like hibachi, and it's just very family friendly and pretty simple to do. So first thing I'm doing is taking these two ribeye steaks and I'm just cutting them up into little cubes. I did show in previous clip that size that you want. I'm doing kind of like steak bites compared to just the full steak that they grill and then they slice it afterwards. It's just easier that way for me personally, just to make sure that all the pieces are cooked all the way through, because I do have little kids, and if they see any redness in the steak, they will automatically flip out and say that I did not cook it. Personally though, when I go out, I do like my steak a little bit more medium cooked than what I do at home. So I did start this part a little bit earlier in the day because I knew I wanted my steak to sit in this little marinade that I made. I used some soy sauce, some hoisin sauce, and then I found this Szechuan pepper grinder. I found it on Amazon Fresh. I'm assuming they sell it at Whole Foods because they are associated. But I did mix the three of those onto the steak, and I mixed it pretty well. And then I covered it and let it sit in the fridge for a couple of hours. So the next step that I'm going to do is start making a yum yum sauce. I do make this homemade sometimes because it's hard for me to find it in stores, and I kind of prefer the taste of the homemade. So this is really simple. You're just mixing together a tablespoon of sugar with a cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then you're going to add 2 tablespoons also of ketchup, but I only had like a little bit left in this bottle. So I don't really know if it was fully 2 tablespoons, but it tasted correct. So I think it might have been 2 tablespoons. Who's to know? I just add also a splash of some hot sauce just because we like that little kick in there. And then some onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. And then I just mix this all together. And if it's a little bit too thick, then I just add in some water, a tablespoon at a time, until I reach the exact consistency that I want it to be. And then I just refrigerate this until we're ready to eat. So the next thing I'm gonna do is clean and cut my veggies. I have some zucchini, some onion, and some mushrooms. The mushrooms are already pre-chopped, so I don't really have to do much. And the way that you cut your veggies is kind of up to you. I like to keep it the standard way that we get it from Benihana's. So the zucchini is cut into, like, I guess strips. I don't really know. You can see pretty much in the video how I cut it, but I don't really know like what shape that would be to describe it. But that's how I cut mine. And then the onions, I just literally slice them up to get little like rings. And like I said, the mushrooms are already pre-cut, so there was not much to do with that. All right, so now that my veggies are all cut up and placed into separate bowls because I will be cooking them separately, I'm just gonna season each one individually. I'm using some onion powder, some garlic powder, a little bit of soy sauce, and then I'm also using some of this Asian sesame dressing that I found at Aldi. At first, when I bought it, I didn't know what to do with it. I thought I was just gonna make a salad, but when I decided to make this hibachi, I thought maybe to try and use some of this, especially on the veggies, and I'm definitely not disappointed that I did that. It definitely added a great flavor to the veggies. So to cook these, I just put a little bit of sesame oil in the bottom of a pan, and I just basically let them saute individually and then put them back in a bowl. So I realized I forgot to record the mushrooms cooking, but this is everything cooked up individually and placed in separate bowls. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my fried rice. What I do is I add a little bit of sesame oil to the bottom of a pot, and I have some onion that's chopped into, thinly sliced pieces, and then I add in some frozen mixed vegetables, and I like to let that cook down just until the ice kind of comes off of the veggies and they're a lot more loose. I have some white rice that I cooked up earlier in the day, but I didn't show that because it's just basic white rice, and I throw that in and let that kind of cook up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get started on my steak bites. Again, sesame oil in the bottom of a pan, and then you just place those steak bites in and don't overcrowd the pan so that you get a nice sear. To season my fried rice, I use some garlic powder, onion powder, some hoisin sauce, and some soy sauce. I think I've used that combination in pretty much everything in this video, but that's what I use. Then I like to add in some egg to ours, so I season that with a little bit of this Szechuan pepper, and then I move the rice to the side and let the egg cook up separately, and then I mix that all together after the egg is fully cooked. So here's how everything looked all together. I just served it separately and everybody was able to make their own separate bowls. This is absolutely one of my favorite special night dinners. I definitely do this pretty often, and this is the first time I'm recording it, but I hope you guys love it. If you've made it this far in this video, thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and hit that like button. And if nobody told you today, you're absolutely beautiful and I love you. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you in the next video.